Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Carmina Adelina, and I just wanted to wish you guys first and foremost happy holidays, have a great year ahead, and I hope it's full of insight and full of passion to pursue whatever it is that you enjoy in this life. And today I was inspired to do a video because last night I watched the movie The Groundhog Day, and I've only seen this movie once before when it came out in the 90s. I don't know, like 10, 11 when I first saw it, and I didn't understand much of it. It was just like, okay, so this guy is stuck in a loop for a long time and then he's not stuck anymore. With my 10-year-old brain, I didn't feel like rewatching it or anything like that. But last night I was just thinking, okay, I just want to watch a cozy classic movie, and this movie, The Groundhog Day, is considered by the critics and the public one of the best films of the 90s and one of the best romantic comedies of all time. Well, it's not really a romantic comedy, it's packaged like a romantic comedy, but it's more, it's deeper and more philosophical than that. The director and the main actor, the lead actor, Bill Murray, they were actually having a tough time working on the movie because the director wanted to focus on the comical aspects and Bill Murray wanted to focus on more the philosophical aspects of the movie. So I'm sure that all of you at least heard about this movie if you didn't watch it yourself. But rewatching it last night, I felt like, wow, this is such a great movie. Spoiler alert. So this guy who's a weatherman, and he's quite cynical, he's quite egocentric, he gets to relive 2nd of February over and over again. How long? We're not told in the movie how long, but there were people who actually calculated how long it would take a person to do what he was doing in the movie. The first days were like experimental, and he also made a lot of mistakes, but then he wanted to invest his time in doing more things that he found meaningful and purposeful, like he learned to play the piano, he learned to speak French, he learned to do ice sculptures, and people say it would take somewhere between 30 and 80 years. So this guy was basically stuck in the same day for 30 to 80 years, not getting any older. Only he knows that he's stuck in that day, everybody else doesn't know it. So it's quite fascinating. And how I was perceiving this movie is that this guy, he looks like he either has the south node Ketu in the first house or in Aries, because he is like an Aries or first house south node. He's very self-focused, he wants to be in control of everything, he wants to manipulate a little bit the people in his life just to accommodate him, or just to be left alone, or just to, I don't know, not really make an intimate connection with them. And it looks like he has, because he has Ketu or the south node in the first house, he looks like he has the north node Rahu in the 7th house or in Libra, because from this movie it looks like he's here to learn all about relationships, like not just romantic relationships, also relationships with colleagues from work, with his work partners, and relationships with people in general, to just understand people and to be more a people's person. Because in the beginning, this character is more of a loner, he's not really nice, he doesn't care about anyone but himself. But then after his multitude of days and days and days, he really starts relating to people. He starts and relating to them, not to manipulate to get something from them, but just relating to them just to get to know them, and just to have this transaction, Libra 7th house thing, to have this trade thing. It's like, okay, I'm nice and then you're nice, and we're, you know, a very sociable, very airy relationship. So this is what this character was here to learn. Of course, because it also was wearing the clothes of romantic comedy. Of course, Andy McDowell was there, and he had to get to know her. And in the beginning, he just memorized the things that she liked just by meeting her every day in the same day. But then she didn't like it. He couldn't relate to her like that. So he kept getting slapped a million times. So we can also say he either has Rahu in the 7th house, Rahu in Libra, or Rahu with Venus, because he had to get to know women, like how women really are, not just to manipulate them, to, I don't know, just for getting them in his bed, but also to intimately create like a partnership and a bond, and really genuinely enjoy each other's company just for the sake of it, not to just to get you something out of it. So in that way, I think this movie is a really good lesson in understanding Rahu Ketu, first 7th axis, or Aries Libra, or Rahu with Venus. And as it is always with the nodes, if you have the courage to work on the North Node, then the South Node becomes better, because after, you know, investing time in people, then he was very appreciated and people all loved him. He was like the star of the small town in Pennsylvania, because he was helping everyone. So that's your karmic lesson with the nodes. If you're stuck in the South Node, like he was for his life before this experience, he was doing every day the same thing, but he was just repeating that pattern of Ketu in the 1st house, or Ketu in Aries, where he just was overly focused on himself, and he wanted to overly control his circumstances. But then a miraculous event, a fated event, forced him to relive the same day, but try different patterns of behavior, because in the past he was living different days, but he was behaving the same. Now he was living the same day, but he got the chance to change, to have the courage to dare to behave differently. So even for us, this movie is like a metaphor, regardless of your Rahu placement. Like for him, he was stuck in his 1st house Aries thing, and he had to learn and investigate and experiment with the 7th house and Libra thing, so that he can balance the nodes and have better fulfillment with his Ketu, because Ketu is something you already have, but you can't really feel fulfillment with unless you balance it out by having the courage to go on the Rahu side. So for us, in this year that we had the South Node, Pluto, Jupiter conjunction, Saturn, we had so many things happening with the nodes, and it was like a very inspiring movie. It's like, okay, I've been living all my life, different days, different people, but I'm kind of stuck in the same patterns. Let me try to do it a little bit differently. And you can analyze that for yourself, like regardless of your Rahu sign or Rahu house, just try to envision, try to see yourself, okay, where, in what areas of my life is it that I'm doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? So even if I'm doing it honorably, I'm still not happy with it. And then try to do something else, try to experiment with that and see how that works. So yeah, that was a movie, an interesting movie, and very symbolic for the end of 2020, which was a very loaded year, a very intense year for the collective. And yeah, 2021, and every day of our lives we can change a little bit. We can try something else. We can try to break a bad habit, just a little bit. We don't have to do it overnight, but just a little bit, I think, is good enough. So with this, I'm gonna leave you. Enjoy your new year, and I'll see you next year with more videos. I can't promise you how many more videos, because as you can see, I'm not like a classical YouTuber. As YouTube says, well, you have to post 1-2 videos every week to get the algorithm. I'm more, I mean, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm more like an astrologer, a reader, a card reader. So that's what I like to do. And sometimes that intersects with making videos, but other times I just do my work in silence, and I need some silence. But then when I'm inspired, I make a video. So I can't promise you every day, every 3 days, you know, every week. But when I do make a video, I'll do my best to make it about something meaningful. Okay? So that being said, Happy New Year. If you want a reading with me, check out my website. If you want card classes or human design classes with me, also check my website. And I'll see you again 2021. Bye.